Hi. In the last session, we saw how we can test our query in our BOBT transaction. So while testing that, we found there is some conversion issue was there. So we want to fix that issue. So how do we fix it? So let's open our query and query class. We know that in our query we are using a values, the range structure as MATNR. If you open the MATNR data element definition, this is nothing to do with the Bob. This is generic dictionary area where you have any data element which has some conversion, how you can get the conversion object of the function model and use that in your programming area. So whichever the place where you want to use it. So if you go the domain, so basically data element has your the definition where the domain is available. If you open the domain, you have a definition where you see this is a routine. If you double click on the routine, it is going to tell you exactly what are the routines function model behind that. You can see conversion exit matn1 input output. So input is for the converting to internal format. So let me copy this name. This is a way you can find your the conversion routine function module for your data element or domains. So for material, you cannot just straight away use the alpha conversion exit, because there are some project where you might be able, there are some people, some project they might be re-implemented these particular conversion routines with the enhancements. So better to pick this right routine for your data element and use that in your code. So let's change this code. So what I have to do, I'll just go down. I want to say, let me declare another variable data underscore lv matnr equal to okay. So I want to call the function model. I have to pass the low and high first. So let's do this pattern function model. Okay, so this is your input, this is your output. Let's do this. So you can do the modelization using the whatever the option is available. Put us define a simple method which will accept this input low, and then you have a return value of these as a type which can map it here. That's also possible. So which means like no, you can just use it. um, uh, get converted MATNR value, you say like this, and painter. So I'm going to, I'll just control X, double click. So you want to see that get converted value does not exist. You want to create it. Yes. So I say this is my private method. I don't want to pass it outside. We can put it in public also, static also. Mm, and all the conversion routine. So I'll put it with instance private. Okay, and go for a parameter where I say here iv matnr, which is importing type matnr. Okay, and also see a rv matnr, which is return matnr. Okay, and then so I have importing parameter and exporting parameter. Go here, create. Okay, so typo mistake matnr. Okay, so now you again remove that and use control space. Okay, so this is the way it's going to be there, which is pretty much okay. I use this option to pass my values. I have only one importing parameter, so I can use it like this. This is some kind of returning quickly the value. You can use it, and then Um, okay, so let me change this later. Let it be like this. Okay, so I'll move this code, Control X, and open the method implementation. I'll just copy paste the code. You have a importing, so I'll say clear. So because we are having a return parameter RV MATNR, and here you push it IV MATNR. Exporting, I will do this RV MATNR. If nothing goes wrong, let me pass it back RV MATNR. You can raise the exception, but for the time being, I just want to go with that. Okay, you can raise exception and capture that and do whatever the error messaging you want to do. You can do it. Okay, I'll just go with this option. So I'll save here. So this is the method implementation which is coming your input and which is converted into internal format, and that will be exported back. Suppose is not equal to 0, we'll just pass the same value back. So now I'll just call this method. So I'll remove that. I'll just copy this method, Control X. So here what I'm going to do, I'll just push it. You can call it like this, okay, or you can call it this way, IVMATNR, which is matching to, because since you have only one parameter, you should be able to do it like this also. Okay, so this also works. So this is simple line of codes. On the same line you call the method from the same class and pass the value, and that will return the value and stored into low. So this is a way also you can overcome this additional logic which you are implementing. This is a one way of doing modularization, because if you do it here, so you have to call the same function model twice, for a one for a low and one for a high, which is going to be a, like no 10 lines of code, and then again 10 lines of code for a high. So which is going to increase your code of this method. But this one is like no simple method which has a return. So then you should be, if you do the export, obviously then you will be having 4 lines of code, which is one import for one export. But obviously this method is going to do only this functionality. I will use the return function, a return option here. This is a way you can overcome. Now you can reduce your lines of code, also you can modelize your object. So now this has been fixed, and let's check and activate it. Not comfortable with okay, so I would say convert hash, and then I do this, should work. Okay, the same thing then here. Sorry, convert hash symbol one more time, close bracket. So we just have too many lines of open and close bracket. So I'll just put this here to make sure that this is something different from this one. Okay, so check, activate. So now this should work your entire query definition. So this is for how to use a conversion object of your data element or domains for the particular attribute. So now we can go and test how we tested it in the previous session, the query testing. You can do the testing. That's also possible. Thank you.